on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies in the red. What is going on right now? I thought we were going to the moon. We were calling for a breakout yesterday. Well, we did actually have the breakout. Like I said, guys, we got up to about $12,500, and then we did have the subsequent pullback. Now, keep in mind, we are putting in new yearly highs for Bitcoin, okay? That was the highest price that Bitcoin had seen this year, so we're not exactly going to just break right through it without having a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a battle, right? Interestingly enough, at the same time Bitcoin had a slight pullback, we're actually having the S&P 500 basically putting in an all-new time high. So very interesting time for the markets today. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, some of the price targets we're looking at. Could we go lower? Okay, some people are saying, that's it, it's a crash, it's over. Guys, it's crypto. This happens all the time. So, you know what I'm going to do on today's video? I'm going to do something that I usually don't do. And, you know, a lot of people, they basically do it completely backwards. They FOMO into pumps, they buy the top, and then when the price starts to dump, they panic sell, they go, oh my God, I'm losing all my money, and they sell. That is totally the opposite way you're supposed to do it, right? Be greedy when others are fearful, fearful when others are greedy, right? So when everybody's exuberant saying it's going to go to the next all-time high and, you know, Chainlink to $100 today, well, that's when we need to get a little bit, you know, concerned. Actually, Chainlink is having one of the biggest pullbacks actually out of all of the altcoins, but let's be honest, guys, Chainlink has been an absolute monster. So on today's video, what I wanted to talk about is actually several altcoins that I have either bought more of or I'm looking to buy more of if the price does pull back some more. Because remember, we want to buy when it's in the red, not when we're pumping to the moon, right? So I thought we'd switch it up today, show you guys what I'm doing, show you guys some projects that I'm looking at. In yesterday's video, a lot of people were asking me about altcoins, so we're going to go over a few today, okay? Don't kill the messenger, just my personal opinion. This is what I'm doing. You have to take responsibility for your own trades, your own investments. But without further ado, let me know. Drop a comment, give me a like if this is, you know, content that you'd like to see. Kind of refresh it once in a while. And without further ado, let's get into first the Bitcoin chart super quick. So having a look at Bitcoin now, we are on our 5th weekly candle since the breakout that has been green. Very interesting month that we're having so far in August. You know, we got all the way up, like I said, to about the $12,500 level. Looked like we were going to have a massive dump. Could still have a massive dump, but we haven't quite put it in just yet. So once again, trend is your friend until the end, right? Has the trend ended? In my opinion, not just yet. Here is something very interesting if we actually have a look at the Bitcoin CME futures chart. Now, I have not changed these lines since we first had the resistance over the weekend, okay? Now, if you remember right here, this was where Bitcoin had actually ended, and that was the previous resistance right here. Now, interestingly enough, you could see when Bitcoin actually started to dump this morning, look at where it stopped. It literally wicked down exactly to the previous resistance, which was around $11,855, and that actually acted as support. So that is actually short-term bullish, but the problem is if we do now keep testing this line, you know, say we do keep testing the previous resistance as support, even though technically that is bullish, we are then descending in a downtrend. So just keep that in mind over on the futures. Now you can see right here, spot chart, a little bit different than the futures chart. Pretty much Bitcoin's been going on a tear lately. So, you know, because we have those gaps on the weekends on CMEs, these charts are not really as in sync as they used to be because the one chart is literally missing Saturdays and Sundays. So it makes for a completely different chart, right? But you can also see right here, having a look at the Bitcoin spot chart, we actually did get support right here on the heart line. And you can see that's the line that basically goes through the whole middle of the original, you know, ascending triangle that we had here right before we had that breakout. You can see we dance below it. Once we break it, boom, we go up. We fall down. It acts as resistance. Then it acts as support. Then it acts as resistance. Now it's acted as support. And even during the recent fall, it did act as support again. However, we find ourselves in a situation where we are back below the previous resistance of the top, where you could see we had one touch here, two touch here, and now we need to get back above that level. And that level is basically $12,000, give or take. Technically $11,998, but who's counting, you know, a few dollars, right? So basically $12,000 Is it because it's psychological? It could be, right? Human beings, we like round numbers, 12,000, right? So that could be a possibility as well. And having a look right here, this is just sort of a more clear example with slightly more lines, basically the same chart. So you can see, if we're unable to hold above this heart line, then the next stop for Bitcoin is down to about 11,600. Still wouldn't be bearish on Bitcoin. We're just having a nice healthy correction. People take profit, right? That's part of trading. Now, if we do break down to this level and head back down to the 10,000 sort of 400 level again, then I would be a little bit concerned, but not until we breach below it, because that would still be the level to beat, because that was our previous resistance. So when you're looking at the chart, what you want to see, in an uptrend, is you want to see that resistance previously, we couldn't get above it, then we broke out, and then you want to come back down and test that as support. And so far, that's what Bitcoin is doing. So could things change? Yeah, we could be totally bearish next week. Today, we could go another $300, $400 from where the price is today, and I would still be a crypto Bitcoin bull for the day. So let's talk about some projects that I think either are undervalued, I'm going to keep my eyes on them if they pull back, or I've already bought some, okay? So, and we're going to go, by the way, not from order of importance. I'm just going to go from the highest market cap to the lowest, arguably least risky to most risky. Not necessarily, but that's the way we're going to do it. So, number one, we are going to talk about Elrond. Now, Elrond, I had actually spoke about sort of the buy the rumor, sell the news, right? They had their mainnet release. They had all that big hype leading up to My Air and the app. And now you have the Elrond Gold, right? And we have seen this time and time again. You sort of see that buy the rumor, everybody's getting excited. And then we have, the mainnet launch right up here. And then we sell the news. Now, the reason that I think it could be a good opportunity to scoop up Elrond now, or maybe it does have a little bit more to go, is because we were forming a descending triangle right here. You could see this blue box. We did fall out of it. You could see that we tested it right here, multiple days. We came down here, tested it for multiple days again. And then when we got to the end, we've actually started to fall down. Now, keep in mind that Elrond could potentially go down to about the 1.6 cent level, which would be our previous resistance right here. Should you wait that long? That's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to buy or whatever, but I am saying that that is a very good opportunity for Elrond. Now, why Elrond? Who cares about Elrond? Well, guys, listen, Elrond was up at about 3 cents almost. It's down to 2 cents. And for me personally, I like Ethereum. I hold Ethereum. I'm an Ethereum fan. All right. But we saw Vitalik come out the other day. He did say that ETH 2.0 is still probably going to be a lot more difficult than they thought it was going to be originally, right? So you've seen the gas prices going absolutely insane, right? You try to use Uniswap, you want to execute a they charge you like $7 to $10 to do a swap, right, with a token. That is absolutely absurd. That is ridiculous. People complain about Bitcoin. Well, now Ethereum's fees are getting up there as well. So if we really want to have something that's going to be able to meet the demand and the needs of the real world, we either, one, really need that scalable solution for Ethereum. There are things out there like Matic, etc., right? Or maybe you'll have a percentage of the market that will use Elrond. Now, it doesn't mean that, Ethereum is dead or screw Ethereum, we're not going to use it. No, it just means that there's options. The same way that, you can buy a TV from Samsung or Sony or LG, right? You could buy different appliances, different automobiles from different companies. I just don't see it as a one-size-fits-all. I do see there being multiple blockchains moving forward, and that is why I do still believe that Elrond will do quite well. Next coin on the list is Utrust. Now, Utrust they're dealing basically with payments. We spoke about them yesterday in yesterday's video, and they are not a new project, by the way. They've been around for quite some time. They've proven their ground. And the reason that I say Utrust is because, in all honesty, they have actually kind of been pumping, but you can see right here, they did have a little bit of a peak right here at around the 22 cent mark. They have pulled back to about 19 cents. Could they go a little bit lower? Yeah, possibly. I am looking at this, on CoinGecko. I don't have this pulled up. They did have a lot of resistance at around the 16 cent, but the reason that Utrust for me is one of the projects that I'm looking at isn't even so much just for price. It is actually because of the fundamentals. These guys actually have utility that can be used right now. They have a working app. This isn't a white paper promise like, oh guys, in 3 weeks or, 2 months, we're coming out with this, we promise. No. And this is being integrated right now for businesses. And well, look, I don't want to get into rumors on the channel, but there is a little bit of a rumor circulating about these guys, about something they're going to possibly be offering. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to, say something that I don't have verified. But if this rumor turns out to be true, go in the Telegram group. You'll hop in the Telegram group. I'm sure people are talking about it. And yeah, it would be huge. So I really like UTrust. You can literally download the app right now. And yeah, I just think UTrust is a really great project. They've been around for years. They've proven that they are legitimate. So that is why UTrust is definitely a project a little bit high right now potentially. But if you guys see a dip, if I see a dip, it'll definitely be a project that I'm looking to accumulate some more of. Next project, one of my favorite. Can you guys tell I like TrustSwap? This is definitely one of my favorite projects recently. And I love TrustSwap because I love what they're doing. I love how they're creating that transparency, not only for things like token sales, but also for real world needs like subscriptions. We've gone over this a lot on the channel, right? But one of the most awesome parts about what these guys are doing on TrustSwap is also the rewards that they're offering TrustSwap token holders or holders of swap. So on their upcoming token sales, just by simply being a swap token holder, you are going to get airdropped a small percentage of each token sale. And they recently came out with an announcement that also said that they might also do this with projects that aren't on their token sale, right? They might just have projects that may just want to partner with them and they just might do some airdrops as well. And come on, everybody loves free money, right? Plus, I just think TrustSwap is just a really awesome platform. This is exactly what we need, right here, monthly, weekly subscriptions, time lock tokens, instant gifts and payment. And you can actually see right here, man, these guys, this is a hard token to catch up with, man. Every time it has a pullback, it just pumps more and pumps more and pumps more and pumps more. And you can see it got up to about $1.69. It had that nice dip down to about $1.14. It's up 10% today, even on the news of Bitcoin having that pullback. So TrustSwap is definitely a token to keep your eyes on, guys. This is a long-term hold for me. I'm not looking to flip this quick. I am looking for some of those bonuses for sure, on the upcoming token sales that they're doing. And yeah, like I said, I still think this thing could be a top 50 token. It's just my opinion though, don't kill the messenger. So next project, and you've noticed these are all projects we've talked about on the channel, right? I'm not trying to throw you any new ones today. I'm talking about previous altcoins that we've spoken about that I think, can have good opportunities or do have good opportunities if they pull back. So Orion Protocol, wow, this had an amazing opportunity to scoop some up. I actually scooped some up on the dump. And the reason that I did this is because this dump that they had right here, you can see right here, they were up at around almost I think they did peak at $7 on a few exchanges. They had a massive pullback down to $3. Now, why did this happen? Well, Orion actually recently, if you guys don't know, when token sales, private sales, basically the investors, they don't get all their tokens right away, because if you were to get all of your tokens right away, everybody would be like, oh, we're all in profit, sell. So what these token sales do is they lock up investors' tokens. Obviously, the better price you get in, if you get in at the bottom round, they lock them up even longer, right? Well, they just had one of their unlocks, so there were a lot of people taking profits, right? And I think it was amazing that, having gone all the way down to $3, the fact that it's already bounced back up to $4.17 shows me that there's massive interest in Orion Protocol. And the reason that I'm totally interested in these guys is because they're dealing with liquidity. Now, liquidity might not matter, if you're just doing like $100 here and there, but if you are serious and you want to move or swap lots of money, or you're dealing with derivatives, or you're just a whale, right? These whales, you need liquidity. And as a liquidity aggregator, they are going to connect centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges all from one location. And by the way, guys, make sure you turn on bell notifications for my videos, because I have another project under the radar. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is just yet, but they're actually looking to partner with Orion Protocol, and together, I think these guys are going to be an absolute powerhouse. But I don't want to share info on that just yet. It's a little too early. But when that news does come out, you guys will be the first to know. Also, join the Telegram group. We're always talking about crypto in there. And the next token I'm talking about is DIA. That's right, the verified and transparent oracle for the DeFi economy. Now, some people are like, well, you know, you missed the Link bandwagon, so now you get on the bandwagon. You missed the bandwagon, now you get on the DIA bandwagon. Well, no, guys. I actually have had an opportunity to look into DIA. I do really like what I see with this project. This was one of those projects that I didn't have a chance to make the video when it came out because that was one of the days I didn't make a video. I spoke about it. You know, we had mentioned it in the Telegram, but yeah, I really think that it's awesome what these guys are doing. And yeah, they have DIA Labs. You can work over there. And I like the fact that they have, like right here, they say they leverage crypto economic incentives and the wisdom of the community to source, validate, and deliver trusted financial data because it is just, let's be honest, it is so easy for these big whales and everyone to manipulate these markets and stuff like that, or just falsify the data. So you need those oracles, right? Where are you smart contracts? They're not that smart, right? Really, they're not. Somebody programs them and then they just do whatever. Like, if this, then that. If this, then that, right? But how does the oracle get the real information from the world outside, right? How does it know if it's actually raining? Well, it needs to get that info, right? The smart contract can't reach its hand out of the blockchain and feel the rain. No, it needs to be fed that data from a trusted oracle. And that's exactly where something like DIA would come in. Autonomous distribution via bond curving, which actually brings me to my next point. They did have the end of the bonding curve. You could see right here. They also just got listed on 2 other centralized exchanges. And this token, I was fortunate enough to scoop it back up at, let me see, is this still around the 344? Oh my goodness, it went up, guys. It went up to 363. I was so fortunate to get it right in this dip this morning, right here in the low 3Ks. I had bought some a little bit lower than that. Got very lucky on that one. So I don't know if that was the dump of whatever, like some people just getting rid of their tokens. The bonding curve was over. But yeah, so keep your eyes on this, guys. You know, this has a 10x potential. DIA, you know, to be, even to go and do what Band did. So yeah, keep your eyes on these guys. Definitely a project that I'm looking at. And the last one I want to end on is LFIM. Now these guys, you know how I feel about interoperability, right? I'm a huge proponent of interoperability. There's lots of blockchains out there. And like I said before, you know, with the whole thing with Elrond, I basically said that I like Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum is going to be the only smart contract platform. I think there's going to be many in the future. And what Aleph is dealing with is basically having this compatibility between all of the different chains, allowing decentralized finance to have the communication between different chains. Now, this isn't dealing with necessarily like exchanges. This is actually dealing with the protocols themselves. And you can see right here, the supported chains that they have right now is obviously Ethereum. They have Nulls, Binance Chain, and Neo, and, you know, who knows, they may actually add more. So you can kind of look at Aleph as sort of the blockchain glue, in a way, kind of like sticks them all together. Maybe that wasn't a great example, but I definitely see the use case, and honestly, these guys have had a severe pullback, but it's a healthy pullback. It's not a dump. I mean, you can see right here, it's been healthy buying and selling, but, you know, it did get all the way up to almost, yeah, a little over 50 cents. So currently sitting down here at around 30 cents, also with one of the lowest market cap, the lowest market cap of any of the projects in the video today. I still think that these guys are an amazing buying opportunity. So like I said, all these projects that I mentioned today, you know, we have Aleph, we have DIA, we have Orion, we have TrustSwap, we have Utrust, and we have Elrond. All of the projects today, I'm not saying go out and buy them today. That's not the point of the video. But I do think that moving forward, they are all very promising projects, and I do hold these projects, and I do see a lot of long-term value for each of them. So as we, you know, obviously just had this Bitcoin dip right here, you know, we did have Bitcoin pulling back, you know, and that was an opportunity potentially to buy. Well, the same thing goes for the altcoins. You know, people don't want to buy when the charts look like this. They are scared to buy. But that's when you have to. That's when you got to be smart. You have to buy when everyone else is afraid to buy, because the real money is made in accumulating the bottoms and selling the tops, not FOMOing into pumps and then freaking out that you bought the top and then selling for a loss. You know, you're having like a panic attack. You don't want to do that, right? So I do believe that we are in an uptrend. I do believe that we are in a bull market. Some people say we're not. I think we are. That's my opinion. And for me, it's buy the dips. The trend is your friend until the end. And right now, we're still trending up. We start trending down, fine. Then we can change our tune. But until then, there's really no reason to become bearish. There's no reason to freak out. Those are some of my top picks. I have had an opportunity to scoop up all of them at some point. And yeah, so, I put my money where my mouth is, and they're projects that I really like. So let me know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Any projects you think I should have mentioned? Now, like I said, none of these were new. These aren't newer projects. I've spoken about all of these on the channel at some point or another. I do have some new projects to talk about. Obviously, the newer they are, the more risky they are, right? The longer history they have, usually the more credible, the more reliable. But we'll get to that soon enough. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. A little bit different, a little bit refreshing. Thank you again for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this, for the most part, every single day. Thank you so much. My name's K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.